Hello. So I want to talk about the Winterfest bundles because these are actually worth talking about. Because they're actually a lot of these are actually pretty good deals. I mean, you might think, well, there's 4x emeralds, isn't that a better deal? I mean, technically, in a lot of cases, yes, because emeralds let you buy anything. But with the Winterfest going on right now, like you might want the bundles because one of the key things about Winterfest is these rankings. Like one of them is a generosity ranking. Generosity is based on sending gifts to your guildmates. As you send more gifts, you get generosity points and rise in these ranks. And how many points you get per gift varies on a gift, but it pretty much breaks down to 1 point for every 250 candy. So if it's 1,000 candy, it's 4 points. If it's 2,000 candy, it's 8 points. 5,000 is 20 and so on. So as it goes, this is 80 points because it's 20,000. Then the cookies, there's pretty much they value the cookies at 1,000 candy per cookie. So if 20 cookies, the same as 20,000. So this ends up being 80, and this is 40 cookies, so it's 160. So just keep the totals on these in mind. As I said 4, 8, 20, 80. 80, 160. Just keep that in mind. We're talking about the value of these bundles. We're adding up the total generosity of these gifts that you get because the bundles, like I said, you send give guildmates these gifts, like I said. So if you have a full guild, that means you'll be sending these out 29x. You'll be sending 29 times 2 gifts, so 58 gifts total. So you add that generosity score 58 times plus what you get for the baubles. Like I said, it's 1,000, but it's 250 baubles per point, or 1,000 baubles per 4 points. So if 25,000 baubles is 100 points. Makes the math fairly easy here. So these ones, they're worth 4 points each. 58 of those is like 232 points, and with the baubles that's 332 generosity points total, or this comes out to about 33.23 generosity per dollar. So for $10, that is not bad. So 332 generosity for $10 is a pretty good deal. On the other hand, then we get to the pet gift, which is said pet gifts were twice the value of upgrade gift. And we also get twice as many baubles, but the price is more than double. So it's $24.99. This ends up being bad value. If this was $19.99, that'd be about on par. But because it's $24.99, this ends up being like one of the worst gifts you can buy, because you're only getting 664 generosity, or about 26.57 generosity per dollar, which is quite a bit worse than the upgrade gift, so I would definitely skip this one. Do not buy the pet gift under any circumstance. This is bad value, which is kind of crazy because in the early, for 2019 through 23, the pet gift bundle was easily the best value per dollar for generosity. So now that's like when it went from the being best to the worst. So what are you gonna do? That's the case with this one. So don't buy this one. Then we get to the Ascension gift. This one's not bad. So these ones, Ascension gifts were 20 points each. So it's 40 points per guildmate. So 29 times 40 plus what you get for the baubles. This brings this bundle value to 1,720 generosity points, or about 34.4 generosity points per dollar. This makes it slightly better than the upgrade gift, and obviously way better than the pet gift. So this one's obviously worth considering, like I said, because it is better value per dollar than the upgrade gift, though it is 5 times the price. So if you're spending that much money, you might, like I said, you might want to consider some of the other gift bundles. But like I said, they are comparable. It is slightly better value than the upgrade gift, though. But you're spending 5 times the price. So, but then we get down to the skin gift, and for some reason, the skin gift, there's only one. You only give out one to your guildmates. Every other gift is 2x. Skin gift is just one, and well, that's a problem because, spoiler, the skin gift is the worst one of them all for value-wise. Like, this is, for $139.99, this should be 2x. Even if it was 2x, it still wouldn't be the best value bundle. Like, this bundle's terrible, but, like, it ends up being, so these are just 80 points each, 29 times 80. Plus you have the 350,000 baubles value. So this brings the total value of the bundle to 3720 generosity points, or about 26.57 generosity per dollar. Makes it a terrible value. 30 said, yeah, 26.57 generosity per dollar. It's literally about the same as the pet gift, but you're spending so much more for $139. You expect more. Like I said, this should have been 2x. Like I said, if this is a 2x gift, this would probably be worth considering. But then we get to the transformation gift. This one is $89.99. Again, the transformation gift, these are worth as much as the skin gifts. Like, they're 80 points each. If you remember, Both of those are worth 80 points. So it's 80 points for the transformation gifts, 80 points for skin gifts. Why is transformation gifts 2x, skin gifts or 1x? I don't know. And the transformation gifts are even cheaper than the skin gifts. So you get set 106, so it's 2 times 80, so it's 160 per guildmate, or 160 times 29, plus 240,000 baubles. This ends up having a total generosity value of 5,600 generosity points, or about 22 generosity per dollar. This is a great buy. This one's much better value than any of the previous ones. Certainly way better than the skin gift, and it's cheaper than the skin gift. So why would you ever buy the skin bundle? So the skin bundle, without doubt, is the worst value for your money. I mean, technically, to say it's just as bad as the pet gift, but the pet gift, at least you're only spending $25, whereas there's $140, man, that should be, even if it's 2x skin gifts, it would still be worse value than the transformation gift, but at least it would be defensible. But like, this is just like, you can't defend that one. So yeah, this one's a great deal, though we get to the power gift. These ones, power gifts, these are the most valuable gifts. These ones are worth 160 each, and you're getting 2x, so that is 320 points per guildmate. So if you have 29 guildmates, this adds up fast. Plus you get 300,000 baubles. So this is a total of generosity of 10,400 generosity, or about 69.87 generosity per dollar. Easily the best of these bundles, like for generosity per dollar value. And if you're wondering how this stacks up to just buying emeralds during 4x, well, I calculated that too. So obviously the larger bundles of emeralds, like the more larger the bundle, the better value per dollar. And I'm VIP 15, so I get the maximum rewards. So we can just calculate this. So $249 gets you 319,000 emeralds. And because emeralds are pretty linear with candies, like I said, so every 10,000 emeralds gets you 50,000 candy. We can calculate how much those emeralds get you. So that's like almost 1.6 million emeralds. Or sorry, 1.6. So this is 319,000 is about almost 1.6 million candies. So this would be if you just spent these all. If you bought this many emeralds and just spent them all in the Winterfest tree, if you just spent these all on the decorating the tree, you just said, I'm just going to light off a bunch of fireworks, right? And like that's what you spent all those emeralds on. You would end up with about 25. So you'd end up with 6,300 generosity points, or about 25.52 generosity per dollar. That actually makes it worse than any of the bundles. Just buying emeralds during 4x, if that's your main goal, is just to spend them for generosity. This is still even though the most expensive bundle, you are still worse value than even like the cheapest bundles. Like even the pet bundle and the skin gift bundle give you better generosity per dollar. This is why you should consider these bundles. Like I said, $10. Like if you're just trying to get your generosity boost, you just want to get you just want to try climb a few places higher. Maybe it's like the last day of Winterfest, and you really want to get that totem, right? You're trying to get that totem, and it's like, well, maybe I could buy a couple of those $20 like a couple of those $10 bundles, spend $20, get 664 generosity points, right? 600, get jumping up 600 points could be the difference there. So that's why those bundles are worth getting. Like I said, they are actually better for generosity per dollar than the 4x. It's why I decided to do a video talk about them, because they actually are worth it. And if you want to see the math on paper, just like kind of what I have, I just have it here. We will just put this up here in on screen here. Here you go. This is my notepad document. So hopefully you guys can read that. I just accidentally clicked it off the screen. So yeah, so that's what I had. So yeah, that's like I said. The last two were actually pretty good value, but like I said, the upgrade gifts and the essential gifts are also pretty decent. Like I said, skip the pet and skin gifts, and said if you're only thinking after generosity, 4x emerald is actually not that great of a deal. So yeah, anyway, that's it. Not too much more to talk about. If you want to see my full video on like the Winterfest though, I recommend checking out down below, and I'll also link some of the other ones down below for some of the other, like I talked about like all the other aspects, like the puzzles and mini games and the Winterfest Island stuff. All of that I'll link down below too. As always, thank you for watching.